Imagine NASA announced today that they found aliens. Bacteria on Mars, weird alien fish in the oceans of Europa, and also ancient alien ruins on Titan. Wouldn't that be great? Well, no, it would be horrible news. Devastating even. It could mean that the end of humanity is almost certain and that it might be coming soon. Why? Why would the most exciting discovery of our lifetime be bad?
You cannot reason with chatters who want to fuck aliens. I am a chatter who wants to fuck aliens. That's the most frustrating part about this.
Let us imagine the development of life from its inception to us today.
My guy, convergent evolution is a well-known understanding. Intelligent life would probably evolve to a humanoid. You sound crazier than the truthers. Okay. That chatter wants to fuck aliens. Okay, 100%. This chatter undoubtedly wants to fuck aliens like so bad that he is now, he's like, no, there's no other type of existence. Chatty's right. There's no reason why evolution and life would work any differently on another planet. I don't agree with that. But also, even if that was the case, then it is physically impossible for them to travel here. So that plays into my theory. Great argument. This guy wants to fuck aliens. Well, I mean, I do too. Literally German propaganda. They're going to tell us the aliens like laissez-faire neoliberalism.
As a flight of stairs. The first step is dead chemistry that needs to assemble itself into self-replicating patterns, stable and resilient, but also able to change and evolve. The second step is for our early life to become more complex, able to build more complicated structures, and use the available energy much more efficiently. On the next step, these cells combine to become multicellular beings, enabling unbelievable variety and further complexity. The step above sees a species of
molecular biologists here that chatter is wrong. Convergent evolution is a thing, but that absolutely does not mean that a humanoid form is the best suited for civilization. I mean, it's like I would doubt that it's even the best suited for our civilization on this planet, let alone another planet with entirely different forms that you could consider life that just doesn't look or feel or is even not perceivable. It's not physically impossible, bro. It's just highly unlikely. No, it's not just highly unlikely. For us right now, if we somehow found some fucking technology, we still would not be able to go to an area where we believe there's other forms of life. Like we would perish in the process. I don't understand why this is such a debatable subject. Shadows are stupid. Gravity, oxygen levels, and water would affect their evolution. Sea creatures are totally different from land and avian. I know. Like there's already so much variation through species on Earth, and that's all considered life.
Evolve big brains, enabling the use of tools, culture, and shared knowledge, which creates even higher complexity. The species can now become the dominant life form on its planet and change it according to its needs. First, shy attempts to leave its planet are happening. This is where we are now. It's in the nature of life as we know it to reach out, to cover every niche it can. And since planets have a limited carrying capacity and lifespan, if a species wants to survive, it will look for more places to spread to. So the steps above the current ones seem logical. Colonize your own solar system, then spread further to reach other stars. To the possible final step, becoming a galaxy-wide civilization. It's very likely that this is a universal principle for civilizations, no matter where.
Having only 2 legs is dumb. Something like an ant with hands to better build. Yes, human beings weren't human beings also like evolved as bipedal, but ultimately, like it's better for us to be on all fours. Am I wrong about that? I'm so glad now your average African disabled links right now. Someone just sent alien porn. That's insane.
Where they're from. If a species is competitive and driven enough to take control over its planet, they'll probably not stop there. We know that there are up to 500 billion planets in the Milky Way, at least 10 billion Earth-like planets. Many have been around billions of years longer than Earth. But we're observing 0 galactic civilizations. We should be able to see something, but there's nothing. Space seems to be empty and dead. This means something is preventing living things from climbing the staircase beyond the step we're on right now. Something that makes becoming a galactic civilization extremely hard, maybe impossible. This is the Great Filter, a challenge or danger so hard to overcome that it eliminates almost every species that encounters it. There are 2 scenarios. One means we are incredibly special and lucky. The other one means we are doomed and practically already dead. It depends on where the filter is on our staircase. Behind or ahead of us. Scenario 1. The filter is behind us. We are the first. If the filter is behind us, that means that one of the steps we passed is almost impossible to take. Which step could it be? Is life itself extremely rare? It's very hard to make predictions about how likely it is for life to emerge from dead things. There is no consensus. Some scientists think it develops everywhere where the conditions are right. Others think that Earth might be the only living place in the universe. Another candidate is the step of complex animal cells. A very specific thing happened on this step, and as far as we know, it happened exactly once. A primitive hunter cell swallowed another cell, but instead of devouring it, the 2 cells formed a union. The bigger cell provided shelter, took care of interacting with the environment and providing resources, while the smaller one used its new home and free stuff to focus on providing a lot of extra energy for its host. With the abundant energy, the host cell could grow more than before and build new and expensive things to improve itself, while the guest became the powerhouse of the cell. These cells make up every animal on the planet. Maybe there are billions of bacteria-covered planets in the Milky Way, but not a single one, apart from us, has achieved our level of complexity or intelligence. We humans feel very smart and sophisticated with our crossword puzzles and romantic novels, but a big brain is, first and foremost, a very expensive evolutionary investment. They are fragile. They don't help in a fistfight with a bear. They cost enormous amounts of energy. And despite them, it took modern humans 200,000 years to get from sharp sticks to civilization. Being smart does not mean you get to win automatically. Maybe intelligence is just not so great, and we're lucky that it worked out for us. Scenario 2. The filter is ahead of us. Plenty of others died already. A great filter before us is orders of magnitude more dangerous than anything we encountered so far. Even if a major disaster killed most of us or threw us back thousands of years, we would survive and recover. And if we can recover, even if it takes a million years, then it's not a great filter, but just a roadblock to an eventual galactic civilization. On universal timescales, even millions of years are just the blink of an eye. If a great filter really lies before us, it has to be so dangerous, so purely
This is why I don't like the great filter. It's like it's not fun to think about.
devastating and powerful that it has destroyed most, if not all, advanced civilizations in our galaxy over billions of years. A really daunting and depressing hypothesis is that once a species takes control over its planet, it's already on the path to self-destruction. Technology is a good way to achieve that. It needs to be something that's so obvious that virtually everybody discovers it, and so dangerous that its discovery leads almost universally to an existential disaster. A large-scale nuclear war, nanotechnology that gets out of control, genetic engineering of the perfect superbug, an experiment that lights the whole atmosphere on fire. It might be a super-intelligent AI that accidentally or purposely destroys its creators. Or things that we can't even see coming right now. Or it's way simpler. Species competitive enough to take over their planet necessarily destroy it while competing with each other for resources. Maybe there are runaway...
Wait a minute. But you told me that in another video that climate change was totally defeatable with laissez-faire neoliberal economics.
Runaway chain reactions in every ecosystem that once set in motion are not fixable.
Wait a minute.
And so once a civilization is powerful enough to change the composition of its atmosphere, they make their planet uninhabitable 100% of the time. Let's hope that that's not the case. If the filter is ahead of us, our odds are really bad. What we can hope for. This is why finding life beyond Earth would be horrible. The more common life is in the universe, and the more advanced and complex it is, the more likely it becomes that a filter is in front of us. Bacteria would be bad, small animals would be worse, intelligent life would be alarming. Ruins of ancient alien civilizations would be horrible. The best case scenario for us right now is that
I never liked the Great Filter Theory because it presupposes that just because we can't see alien life, it must be impossible. Very arrogant if you ask me. Not really. It doesn't mean that. The idea is that because the universe is constantly expanding, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but it means that right now, as we are alive, similar organisms could be very much alive at the same exact time, but for us to perceive them in any capacity, for us to understand their existence, they would have to travel through time for so many millions of years that they would be far gone by that point. It's not based on distance at all. Wait, no, like it means civilizations disappear before we can meet them. Did you just ignore the whole video? No, the Great Filter means that there is some event that ends every civilization before it gets to the intergalactic stage. It might just be that the simulating existence life. I mean, the Great Filter simplified is either we as human beings are going to encounter a all life ending event, or other priors, just like everyone else has, and then we are going to encounter it, or that we, like everyone else, has encountered it and we lucked out. As long as humans can colonize other planets, moons, the humans will never go extinct ever. I think you are thinking about the expansion of the universe expands the area of the universe we cannot reach every moment. Yeah, that's what I was. That is how it is, regardless of the Great Filter or not. Which is why I was mixing both. Am I wrong? Which is why there might be other beings right now alongside of us that are going through their time frame of the Great Filter, but the likelihood that we will ever see them is impossible because it has already happened. By the time we see it, by the time we would technically, theoretically experience it, it would have happened 10,000 or millions of years ago or millions of years in the future. It is arrogant. The fact that we can't see the aliens can simply just be due to them not being interested in being seen by us. No need for a great filter to explain this phenomenon. Maybe they're already in our galaxy, but they're so beyond our comprehension we can't perceive them, period. I mean, that's what I believe, yes. Why are we speaking about this? We are not scientists. What do you mean? This is like... The whole point of this is that it's a theory. And also it's fun, I think, unless people take it super seriously and start getting upset. Ultimately, though, we have certain limitations that stop us. Like what kind of information that we can perceive, what kind of stimuli we can react to, our physical bodies, our lack of understanding of what it means to be human, like consciousness and whatnot, being able to capture the essence of what it means to be human and being able to like recreate it and reproduce it. There's still plenty of unexplained phenomena here on this planet. And until we figure out certain issues, with space travel, and be able to put ourselves through that process, I mean, and even beyond that, there's still some issues. But until we do that, we don't really know anything. The aliens make fun of you for being afraid of the ocean? No, the aliens would respect me and want to have sex with me, but also from a point of respect for my fear of the oceans. The aliens are probably afraid of the oceans too. They'd be like, no, dude, there's some weird ass shit down there. They look like fucking aliens. What's that about?
Mars is sterile, that Europa's oceans are devoid of life, and the vast arms of the Milky Way harbor only empty oceans hugging dead continents. That there are billions of empty planets waiting to be discovered and to be filled up with life. Billions of new homes waiting for us to finally arrive. How likely is it that we'll find life outside of Earth that is similar to us? Well, that depends on how many planets there are out there in their star's Goldilocks zone, the area around a star where water can be liquid.
Chatter, think of it this way. If the first Homo sapiens appeared on a planet that is 350,000 light years away, only today would we be able to perceive it. That is, if light travels at the same speed throughout the universe. So that species would have evolved to our stage until now, supposedly. That's what I was talking about. That's what I was trying to refer to when I said our perception of beings due to the universe infinitely expanding is so far ahead that it already happened thousands of years ago, millions of years ago, potentially. And that's why so many chatters are saying wormholes, 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 which in theory should be able to help you traverse great distances without completely causing you to eviscerate your biological form, whatever you are, without completely changing you. That relies on a bad understanding of physics. Atomic Energy Act 19. Okay, dude, you can't fucking hit me with the Atomic Energy Act of 1954 and Invention of Secrecy Act. That's how it's being kept hidden. And then turn around and go, that relies on a bad understanding of physics. Okay. You can't say the dumbest shit possible in sequence and then come at me all contentious and then go, man, I just baited you. Okay. Oh, I won. No, you didn't win anything. You won the stupid guy award. Okay. Here. There you go. Take a week off. We'll see you in a week then. Okay. How about that?
Quit. Because stars come in all sizes and configurations, this zone is different for every star system and requires a little bit of physics to figure out. If that sounds like fun to you, this quiz from Brilliant helps to break down the math.
Here, this is the other one.
Are we